So here are some tricks to kind of get your funk rhythm guitar really going. All right. One is going to be, we're typically going to take a small chunk of a chord, whether that be the high part, which is probably the most common, or it's kind of a low part. All right. But I'm typically not playing more than 2 or 3 notes at a time. Okay. A whole chord typically isn't necessary. The other thing is that it's typically like a cycle of 1 or 2 measures, if that makes sense. So we don't really want to create a giant kind of theme. We want to create a theme that fits within a 1 or 2 measure kind of vamp. All right. So if I take something like an E9 chord, all right, that's going to be my basis for a couple of our funk rhythm ideas. Now, since instead of playing this whole chord, what I'm going to be doing is I'm just going to be strumming just the bottom 3 strings of that. Now I can use my first finger, my second finger, my third finger, whatever you want to use. Again, I'm on the 7th fret, first 3 strings. Now our first idea is just going to be hitting it just on the 2s and 4s with a little variation at the end of the second measure that I'm doing it. All right? The only thing I'm going to be adding to it is the 13th note, which is my 9th fret on the first string. All right? So if I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 2. All right? There's one idea. Notice how there's no wiki-wikis in between it. It's all just a static, almost I'm hitting just with the snare drum. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Now just doing a little variation there at the end just to kind of let you know that the cycle that I'm doing is starting to repeat. All right? Another way that we can do that is by adding the wiki-wikis in between it. What I mean by wiki-wikis is kind of muted notes. All right? Now with that, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be hitting, almost doing a consistent 16th note rhythm. That's why I call them wikis. I'm not going to be going through the E-andas and all that sort of stuff. All right? So I go wiki-wiki. Same idea, only now I'm adding that kind of rhythmic, almost kind of like a hi-hat sort of thing. So now that was one variation with adding my 13th note onto there. We can also vary it however we want. Whether we want to add a little lick at the end, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 2. That was from the 7th fret to my 9th fret on my 3rd string. All right, another way we can do that is by sliding our whole first finger up to the 9th fret on the bottom 3 strings. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Again, the idea is simple, repeated licks over and over again. So there was a couple examples, 2s and 4s on that bottom 3 strings. Another thing that we can do is add like a little motive on top of everything else that's going on. For example, I'm sure you've heard something like this before. Something kind of like that. That's almost like a little riff, and that's rhythmically done. The notes that I'm choosing aren't exactly hard. It's just a matter of fitting into the pocket with the bass player and the drummer. So now we did one motive with the bottom 3 strings, 3 strings. I did another one with only 1, a single line sort of thing. Now we can also use a 2-note sort of thing. All right, I'm going to be using still my E9 shape. Now I'm only going to be focusing on these 2 notes right here, which is my first finger on the 4th string, 6th fret, and then my 3rd finger on the 3rd string, 7th fret. All right? Now I'm sliding up to where my E9 is supposed to be. So there are just a couple ideas to get your funk rhythm guitar going. Try playing around.